back to the press club. Thank you for staying with us just after that medical timeout. Yes, I think I'm okay. Thanks to Jason too for providing some H2O. Talking about water, I needed that. Oh my goodness.
Just to show you how necessary the damn thing is. How
I almost died there. Yeah, but we just wrapped up the discussion on Wasco. But it was very interesting for me. I know that you are very passionate about water as well.
I think it's a primary issue. It's not a sensational issue, so it's hard to make people understand the importance of it. But I think water is up there with HIV/AIDS, youth issues, and money, as agriculture also, as the critical issues of the country, no matter how sensational politics is.
Now, I put agriculture and water on the same plane. The reason is, without water, you cannot do anything. Right. Without food, you cannot do anything.
Yeah, they are primary.
They are right up there, and everything else is secondary to these two issues.
There is no today without those two things.
Right. And I'm happy that things are being done, you know, being involved with Wasco. I understand and I know that things are being done to make the situation better, but it will not happen overnight because Wasco has been ignored for so long. So the changes that are taking place will be incremental and they will take time.
Well, when I look at footage that I've seen of Wasco workers really literally digging in their heels, getting their boots on and digging in their heels, it gives me, when I talk to those guys, I talked to a lot of those guys who worked on the dam after Thomas, and ever since there was that big thing where they called out the Prime Minister, I've been kind of close with some of them, and it really gives me a feeling that these are hard-working people out there. The company is made of good people.
Yeah.
So that whenever we get frustrated with Wasco, or we look at Wasco's numbers and see failure, 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 that you have to put it in the context that says, would you prefer to pay the real price of water? You do not want to know what the real price of water is. You have to appreciate what you get and pray that you're friendly enough with Wasco staff or whatever that they'll come around to your neighborhood and fix your problem in short enough order.
But it's hard work, and right now I get offended when they compare Wasco with Lucilec, because Lucilec is
it's a breeze compared to
it's all on the ground. You know, I remember after Thomas we were flying to the dam. Well, we went to the dam and we had some Lucilec guys with us, and they were there to investigate what was wrong with the transformer, the backup, the transformer for the backup generator. Yeah. And when, you know, we couldn't fly all out together, so Alex had to bring 2 of us in or 3 of us in, and the next 3 or 2, I can't remember, it was either 4 or 6 of us. And then when he came back, no, it was 2 and 3, 5 of us. When he came back with a Lucilec guy, and, you know, like, okay, so why did he come back? Oh, he forgot to count the poles. So, so 2 of us from Moscow were in there, and we're flying. No, I'm not saying that to say that, you know, forgetting.
No, but I'm enjoying it anyway.
No, but you know, he's flying over. Yeah. All he has to do is fly over and count 1, 2, 3. For Wasco to operate, you have to do what we did last Tuesday. You have to go.
You have to get money.
You have to go into the forest, deep into the forest. Yeah. Sometimes there are no tracks. Yeah. You have to bring pipes, physically carry pipes in there. Yeah. Lucilec's infrastructure is all along the road.
It's where people are.
Exactly, along the road network. There are no road networks where Wasco operates. It's river network.
You have to go to, exactly, you must go to where the water is.
You have to bring the pipes. We have no Wi-Fi for water. there's no wireless.
Can I write that down? There is no Wi-Fi for water. There's no digital control of
you can say, okay, I'm connected to this network, so you know, let me just log in.
Shut the water down here.
No, let me log in and let me get a supply. No, it has physical pipes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It will never work by mobile phone.
Never, not at all. So we have to appreciate those differences and you know, appreciate the challenges. Let's move on to the next one.
This is a related story. This is I was hoping you would bring up the Nemo report.
Yes, interesting.
Is that what it is?
Interesting. No, I'll have you bring that one up.
I was really hoping that as you were talking about Wasco, you'd bring up the Nemo report on Hurricane Thomas. Right? Now, this was really interesting for me. It's important, even though I'm having fun with it now, that the Nemo report on Hurricane Thomas recognizes the failure of the agencies responsible to respond. They admit failures of crisis management, they admit failures of communication and dissemination of timely information, in spite of the fact that protocols have been in place for 30 years.
30 years.
For 30 years. This is like...
That's almost my lifetime.
Since...
Almost.
Since independence.
Yes.
Since just about independence, we've established these hurricane protocols. I mean, you would understand that around independence, we got hit by Hurricane David, which didn't cause as much damage, but then by Hurricane Allen,
yeah.
which decimated the island. So we put in place hurricane response protocols at that time that were very strong, and those protocols failed during Hurricane Tomas. The one I found really funny was the last one. We said dissemination of timely information failed. It's funny because
let me jump you, because we were discussing that too, and it's just amazing that this. I would have omitted that part, because this report is coming in a year and a half after Hurricane Tomas.
A year and a half after the hurricane.
Talking about dissemination of timely information. A year and a half after Hurricane Tomas.
The meeting at which they got all the information together, which resulted in the report,
was 9 months ago.
9 months ago.
My baby could have been born then.
9 months ago, Jordan. Yeah, this is true. Entire children have been born, an entire generation of Sanusians have been born between then and now. Of course, this is nothing compared to the failure to fix roads, to fix schools. This is nothing.
But it's good that it. I mean, yes, we're criticizing and we're laughing about it, but you know, it's good that we have those reports and we can make reference to them, but not only make reference, but improve on how we conduct our business, especially in a crisis and emergency situation.
And I'm certainly not fingering Nemo for anything. These agencies, they're necessary. A lot of times they work hard. I think the point I wanted to make is that the timely dissemination of this information is symptomatic of larger problems that we have in St. Lucia. The last time I was here on the press club, we were discussing Black Sigatoka, right? And the Black Sigatoka plague in the banana industry here is a direct result of failure to follow up after Hurricane Tomas, right?
It's true.
So that I'm only talking about these failures in the context of the nation, of national strategy, of national action, that when stuff like this happens, we ought to deal with it in a timely fashion and make sure we follow up, because 7 people killed by a Category 1 hurricane during Hurricane Tomas, that's not necessary. That is not necessary. That is a failure of communication. Category 1 hurricanes do not have to kill people, right? A Black Sigatoka plague is not necessary after. It is entirely mitigable. It's entirely preventable. That's the word I'm looking for. You know, there's a general destruction of agriculture after Hurricane Tomas that we haven't fully recovered from now. I mean, the only good thing that happened as a result of Tomas was it helped get rid of a truly self-destructive government. And even that didn't have to happen, because if you and I were in government Clinton and a hurricane hit us, we would win the next election. There is too much funding available for a government that has been hit by a disaster.
And we got some funding. We got, I mean, people just opened up their arms and their pockets to us and just poured.
There was so much more available, but because we were not acting in a timely fashion, using that money for what it was meant for, other phases of funding became unavailable to us.
Now, on that score, I just, I want to do it publicly, because I think, I bash people and I criticize them.
You do it very well.
But when they deserve it, I'll give them their praise. I want to commend Philip J. Pierre for the way that he has undertaken or started those projects. Honestly, personally, I've been impressed. And that's not because, I have any relationship with Philip J. Pierre or whatever.
Or whichever political party.
Or whoever. Yeah. It's just because of what I'm seeing. I'm not walking, but driving down the Battle, I'm seeing work being done. I'm like, so why couldn't that have been done before?
Why was it not done before?
Why 1 month after you get in there, you're addressing the issue right away. So that tells me that this issue could have been addressed before. Brazil Street. A major thoroughfare, not Brazil Street, Bridge Street, a major thoroughfare. In a state, Philip J. Pierre comes in, he grades it, and, he repaves. you know, potholes all over the place where, you know, I'm a driver and, you know, this thing is not only a nuisance, the potholes, but it's also damaging my vehicle. And Philip J. Pierre comes in and does undertakes potholes.
And saves you money on your car insurance.
Very, very much so. Just like Geico, you know. So I mean,
I'm not surprised by this guy.
but my
from what I know of him, he just is that kind of person. And in fact, I want to say, like, I'm not a partisan at all. I hate both Flobo and Labour equally.
Oh Lord.
But Philip J. Pierre is one of the people that I admire in politics, and that I actually look forward to seeing a person like that becoming the Prime Minister of this country. He's not full of hot air. A lot of the time he will tell you as it is. When he cannot tell you when he cannot tell you things as it is, he often says that to you. That I cannot say that to you. But like, on the score that you're talking about there, it is true that we can actually see works happening now. That should have happened 2 years ago.
Simple things, you know.
That should have happened 2 years ago.
It's a large hole in a major road.
Yeah.
Why can't you block it? What does it take to block? I mean, I don't know what it takes, but obviously it does not take that much, because this guy came in 3 months ago and he's able to do it.
It's done.
So, I mean, yeah, you know, just...
It makes it look simple, you know, like an Olympic gymnast, right?
Yeah. You know, going back to the Nemo report, you know, just simple things that we can do that we don't do.
That we must do on time.
Yeah, and that we suffer for and from as a result.
Wow. Did we just make Philip J. Pierre a symbol of efficiency in St. Lucia?
Did we just do that?
Does this guy owe us money? Should we bill him?
Man, on that score, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with some of the other major developments taking place in the last week of news. Stay with us. The Press Club will continue right after this.